day 15 of hiking the Appalachian Trail in 100 days, and I'm just crossing from Maine into New Hampshire, which is pretty exciting. You can see from the sign below, 282 miles down from Mount Katahdin, and just under 1,900 miles left to make it to Springer Mountain. So, a good chunk done for sure, but a long way to go. Only the first state done. More than a dozen states remain, but a lot of those states are significantly shorter. Some are longer though. I think Virginia has something like 700 or 800 miles of trail in total, so that one will certainly take a while, but like all of them, the plan is to keep moving and eventually get through them. So gonna keep going today, only about a half mile in, but lots more to go for the rest of the day. Morning haze, just after 6:30. I think this should be Mount Success. I don't see any sign about it, but looks like this is the top at least. Guess I'm not sure, but it's pretty warm already today. There's a nice breeze actually up here that is cooling me down, but I'm sure once I get down here a little bit more, that breeze will die away. First decent sized snake I've seen here, and it's got its head at me. I don't know why. I'm gonna back up a little bit and hope it runs away. A little bit before noon here, and just looking at some mountains up ahead, and man, those look pretty tall. I know tomorrow I'm gonna be starting off the day below 1,500 feet of elevation and climbing pretty quickly up to above 4,000 and doing some up and down around 4,000. So I think some of those mountains up there might be the 4,000ers. Right now I'm at 2,000 feet or around there, so not super high right now. So hopefully that's why they look so tall. Road walk, less than 3 miles left, and I'm getting close to Route 2, which is a major road that goes into Gorham, which is pretty popular hiker town right before or after the Whites, depending on your perspective. I'm gonna be going into Gorham on Friday, I think, just from a different road to get a little bit of resupply before I hit the Whites. And honestly, probably gonna make it to the shelter by 2:30 or before. And honestly, considering going 6 more miles to the next shelter, because that would get me less than 10 miles from the hut that I want to go to tomorrow. And typically you have to get to the huts early in order to do work for stay, which is what I'm trying to do. And the road crosses over this river. I forget what it's called, it's kind of a long name, but man, that thing is flowing and looks nice and cool. I think there is a, not nearly as big as this, but somewhat substantial river or stream at the campsite tonight. So I think I'm definitely gonna be spending some time chilling out in there after this hot day of hiking. Made it to the shelter a little while ago. The last few miles were pretty easy. There was about 3/4 of a mile on the road, and then the last mile or two on the trail were just a slight incline, and the trail was super smooth and just nice for the most part, so I cruised through that. Definitely considered going on to the next shelter, but it was 6 miles further and about 3,000 feet of elevation, so I probably could have made it for sure by like 6 o'clock, but that would just be a long day, and I feel like unnecessarily so at this point. So gonna chill out, probably gonna go for a little dip in this stream here, the Rattle River, and hopefully have a good evening. Made it into the tent for the evening and had a good day today. Just about 19 miles and about 5,000 feet of elevation, so wasn't too difficult. Got into camp around 2 o'clock and definitely feel now that maybe I should have gone to the next shelter, which was like 6 miles, but it's a decent amount of climbing. And I'm also planning to go to the Carter Notch Hut tomorrow, which is 13 miles from here, so that would make tomorrow super short. But I am planning to get an early start because it's about 13 miles and almost 6,000 feet of gain, and I want to make sure that I can get there in time to secure myself a work for stay spot, because at the huts there's only 2 work for stay spots available, and basically I want to get one of those. I was talking to some people this afternoon that are northbound, so they just came through the Whites, and they didn't really have any problems getting work for stay when they were looking for it, so hopefully that's the case for me as well. We'll see how it goes, but definitely going to get an early start and get there as quickly as possible so that I can hopefully do that tomorrow. Did go for a little dip in the river this afternoon. It was pretty chilly, but cooled me off some, and it also rained here a little bit this evening, so hopefully, fingers crossed, maybe it's a little cooler tomorrow, but we'll see about that. Probably not, actually. But 2 sort of fun milestones today. First of all, we crossed out of Maine and crossed into New Hampshire, and then also right at the end of the day I crossed the 300-mile mark, so I'm at 300.4 miles right now, which is pretty exciting, and obviously still a lot of miles left to go, but just the small milestones, I guess, are encouraging for sure.